Going down that Lonesome River, what are the betting rounds? I know there's 4 of them, but which one is which? Texas Hold'em is a game that has 4 betting rounds. 4 betting rounds. Now, the dealer shuffles, they riffle, they shuffle a second time, and then they shuffle a third and last time. And when they do this, in your kitchen, you'll pass the deck around to have people cut it. Once again, what are we doing? Wasting time. We don't want that. So the dealer will cut the deck for everyone. And when they do it, they're not going to do a magic show two-handed cut. It's not going to be this kind of a cut. It's going to be a very separate, distinct motion. Cut the cards, bring them back on top, squared and ready to go. Now, Texas Hold'em is a game that has 4 betting rounds, and it works as follows. Round 1, everyone gets their own individual 2 cards. These are called your hole cards. There is a round of betting on round 1. Everything going clockwise from the dealer. The dealer deals clockwise. The action or the play, when it is your turn to do so, starts clockwise from the dealer. Round 1, your own 2 cards. Then comes round 2. The dealer will put up 3 cards in the middle of the table. These are called community cards. Why? Because they play for everyone. Round 2 is called flop. 3 cards that sit in the center of the table, and these play for everyone. You're developing a hand based upon the 2 you have and the 3 in the middle. Same procedure. Betting round completed. We go to round 3. Same procedure. Round 4, the last card. Now what you can see right here is we have in the middle of the table 2 7s. So anybody that's still in the hand is never going to have less than 2 7s. The objective now is to make the highest 5-card poker hand using the 2 in your hand and the 5 in the middle. Do you have to use both cards? No, you can use one. You can even use none. If the best hand that you have possible is in the middle of the table, you can, as we say, play the board, the 5 in the middle. So what did I end up with here? You can't really say nothing, it doesn't look like much, but what I have is 7, 8, 9, 10, jack for a straight. So a hand that didn't start out looking like much turned into, by the time the smoke cleared, 7, 8, 9, 10, straight to the jack. Now, one of the things that you're probably wondering, what are these cards here? These are called burn cards, and they work very much the same way that the casino uses when they deal blackjack. They burn cards the world over. It's a throwback to the days when you really couldn't trust what was going on with the house, which is no longer the case in any club that I know of. The house spends a lot of money. That $4 or whatever the percentage is that they take, you get a lot of protection from. You get decks that have integrity. You get cameras and surveillance, people that protect you to and from the casino, and that's a lot of bang for your buck. When I hear people complain about what the house makes, I would love to grab them by the scruff of the neck, shove them into a time machine, and take them back to those filth piles I used to have to play in when I was risking my life in private games, and they were snatching ridiculous sums of money out of the pot, cheating me, gunpoint 3 times, police broke the game up, robbed in parking lots, and none of that happens at any casino I know of anywhere any longer, and it all gets paid for by what goes down the drop slot, so it's a pretty good deal. Back in the days when the casinos didn't have so much integrity, and people were always fearing whether or not the cards were marked, or as we say slang in the game, were they playing paper? Were they playing paper, and could you trust the game? Today you can, but it has become a tradition that they protect the game in the following fashion. The dealer will either take the deck out of the shuffling machine or complete their shuffling process, and they will then cut the deck, pick up the cards, and immediately wing and start dealing. No chance to really see what the top card was. But at the end of that first 2 cards that is dealt to everyone, the game now stops in terms of the dealer dealing any more cards. That the action moves from player to player, and as they're doing that, the dealer is very clearly holding this deck in everyone's full view. And we already know every card is very important since there will only be 5 in the middle. So if somebody were theoretically to know what this top card was and it was going to be one of the 3, that's a pretty big advantage. So anytime the dealer is holding the deck for any duration before they put any more cards out, they burn a card which does not play, then put up the 3. Now what happens? We begin the same process. The dealer is still holding the deck as we go around the table determining whose turn it is. And so before they put the 4th card up, burn a card, put up the 4th, begin the procedure for the last time, burn, there's the 5th, and that's what the burns are for. Any questions, comments, anybody? Yes, go.
They always do that.
Always. You notice that always means anytime the dealer's holding the deck.
Yes.
Once they pull it out of the shuffling machine and stick the cut card out,
Yes.
there's no chance to see that. They deal right away.
Yes.
It's only after they've dealt all of those 2 cards and they're now holding on to the deck.
Yes.
That's when they're going to burn every time,
But
yes.
it's just from tradition? It's
Tradition more than anything else.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Because as I said, all of the casinos that I know of are very, very safely monitored. The cheating days were long, long ago.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question? Yes, sir.
What happens if during the course of the game cards get bent? So they just switch out and deck around?
If cards get bent and you're the person who bent them, you're going to get the rest of the night off. Because these cards are not like the ones you buy in the liquor store. These cards, you have to make a concerted effort to bend or crease these cards. These are what they call chem cards, or these are professional level cards. You can see, snap them, you pick up a paper deck. The first time you make that move, they're already bent and they stay in that position. So if you come back with a bent card and the dealer looks at it and looks at you and says, "Sir, I think you're getting a little upset. Maybe you ought to take a walk like till tomorrow." And that's how that'll work. Now, with we've already seen, we have to use something to protect you, the player, from playing a hand such as you have a couple of 6s in your hand and you'd like to see if you're going to catch another 6, but as soon as the dealer picks up the deck, not likely you're going to ever get the 6 of clubs. So what we use when the dealer takes the deck out of the shuffling machine or completes their shuffle is what we call a cut card. You'll notice it's exactly the size of the cards, and they cut the cards on top of this cut card, so when they pick them up, doesn't matter how they hold the deck any longer, no one can see through the opaque card. Thank you for watching. I'm Roger Rod, and I'm your poker expert for Professorit.com.